siya. Alright. Aside from time complexity, we're also going to measure space. Okay, what does it mean by space? Space means how much memory does it take or need for this algorithm to finish executing. Okay, so yun naman ang space. So in our case, for this subject, we're going to measure the time and space. What's the complexity of the algorithm and what's the resources or computational resources needed. So resources means memory. Diba? So if you're going to create a code or program which involves a lot of resources, okay, we can consider or declare this algorithm as tractable or intractable, okay, which is our first topic. Yan. Okay? Alright? So let's proceed to our objective for the entire semester. Ito yung gagawin natin for the entire semester. Okay. So first we have efficient solvability. Yan. So, goal of every programmer is not just to write the output needed by the user. Yan. The code must be efficient. Yan. So, the code must be solvable and efficient. And that is very important. Okay? Because the output must be produced in a reasonable amount of time. Hindi pwede nag-ask si user ng question and then your program will reply or show the solution tomorrow. Bukas na. Bukas na makita yung output, di ba? So it's not reasonable. It must be the expected time by the user, especially sa mga real-time systems. And it must produce the correct, reliable answer. Okay? Especially sa mga difficult na mga problems. Okay? So, efficient solvability. Efficient means a very low time and space. So, pag sinabi mong low na time, must be tractable. So, tractable are values below dito. This is O n log n. Okay, ito siya, kasama na yung n square. Okay, ito yung n square. Ayan, n square. Ito lahat. Ayan. So, algorithms that are all tractable, meaning feasible. Yan. And efficient. It can solve user problems in a reasonable amount of time to produce the answers. Okay? Yan. Alright? Okay, next we have scalability. Yan. This is what we will do for the entire semester. Scalability. So, scalability refers to the algorithms, your code, ability to perform effectively as n grows, because n will continuously increase. Sige lang saka ang n. Ayan, why? If there are, for example, large databases, di ba? Sa info management ninyo, ano ba yung ginawa niyo ng program? Enrollment system. Di ba gumawa kayo ng enrollment system? So meaning, if you're going to create an enrollment system, the n, or yung population ng student, nag-increase yan. Diba? Hindi nagababa, baliktad. Nag-increase yan. Starting from probably year 2000 up to 2026. Diba? So, nung nag-info management mo sa kuha, 2020, saan ba ito? 2026 na ba ito? Okay, 2025. So, ganyan. So, nag-increase yan siya. Okay? So, meaning, your algorithm or code must be scalable, especially one feature of your enrollment system where it needs to use AI to predict the subjects that this student will enroll because it will use existing or previous na mga data. Diba? For example, ano yung mga gi-enroll ng mga student nung year 2000? Bugay na kaayo, gagamitin niyo yung data dyan. So, previous data ng mga old student, gamitin. And of course, it's increasing. Nagadami yung previous data. So, if you're going to use those data, ang input size increases, how well will your program or enrollment system, diba, can still produce correct data, can still predict the subject that the new student will enroll based on mga previous student. Okay, will it be reliable and fast enough to show the correct output? Or baka bukas pa ipakita yung mga subject na dapat i-enroll mo. Kaya mabagal naman ang system because N increases, nagalaki ang database. Diba? So that is scalability. Okay, so in terms of computational tractability, we need to provide ways to predict whether an algorithm will still be tractable, especially increasing large na mga values of data or N. Ganun yan siya. That is what we will do sa subject. Okay, na ito, scalability. So examples of application that needs to be constantly checked for scalability, we have yon large databases. So info management, nagadami ng database. Probably yung enrollment system ninyo will not be tractable anymore. Even if you have millions of semesters and students, di ba? Ang bagal na ng ano yan. Mag-predict ng mga enrolled subjects or mag-print ng transcript of records, lugay na kayo. Di ba? Okay, social networks, di ba? More and more users are registering sa Facebook, mga social networks. Of course, lalong nagabagal ang Facebook niyan. Okay, sometimes you will not, hindi nyo mapansin, pero nagainay na siya. Kasi nag-increase ang data. Okay, cloud computing. Everything you're doing nowadays, nag-save ka ng file sa cloud. Okay, nag-ano ka ng software sa cloud. So, since nagadami ang users and constantly increases, hindi na siya mag-stop, magsigig saka ang number of users. Okay, sa AI din. Diba? Nowadays, sa ChatGPT, mga AI models natin, LLM, nagakahinay because we constantly add data. Okay, where does AI get its knowledge? Data sa internet. Nagalaki ang internet, nagadami yung website, doon ginakuha ni ChatGPT yung kanyang i-answer sa inyo. Siyempre, nagabagal yan siya, and then they increase their training data. So, it constantly increases, nagahinay ang software. So, it will not matter, even if you have a very fast computer, a very large data center, and still constantly increase. Hindi na siya ma-pugnan. Okay, nag-increase na talaga yan. Okay, another one, scientific simulations. Diba? If you're going to do simulations about weather forecast, diba? Saan magpunta yung bagyo? Dito ba sa Visayas, or Mindanao, or Luzon? How do they predict that? They use previous data. Last year, may bagyo din sa the same location, dito nagdaan. Based sa mga different variables like weather, mga wind, ganyan, maraming variables yan. So it uses all of this existing data to predict, or history to predict where will this typhoon go. Diba? Saan? So nag-forecast siya, nag-perform ng scientific simulations. So nagdadami yung data, nagabagal, of course. So what if you will need this output in real time? Especially sa mga air traffic. Diba? Kailangan real time. Hindi pwedeng next minute pa, kailangan now na. Okay, sa mga medicine, di ba, mag-diagnose ng patient, di ba, mamatay ng pasyente, wala pa ang output. So of course, the complexity of the algorithm needs to be solved. Okay, Yan, mga internet search, di ba? As you continuously use Google, mag-search, nagabagal yan siya because more websites are constantly being added. Di ba? Nagadagdag ng mga website, nagabagal na ang search. Okay? That is scalability. So if you're going to develop a program now, magawa ka ng enrollment system, magawa ka ng anong system dyan, you must look into its scalability. Will this program still usable 10 years from now? Diba? Sa Ateneo, nagadami mo ng student. Diba? Siyempre, babagal na yung enrollment system. So what will you do? You must reanalyze the code, yung gigamit. Kung ang gigamit yung code doon, gi-ChatGPT nyo lang, siyempre, wala na yan. Wala ni ChatGPT, i-base lang niya kung ano yung gusto mo. So siyempre, babaguhin mo yung code. Diba? Babaguhin mo, papalitan mo yung recursion, papalitan mo yung for loop. Instead of bubble sort na dalawang for loop, inner and outer, pwede isang for loop lang. Maglagay ka ng if statement. So you can redo the code para bumilis ang program. Okay, mamano-mano mo na yan siya. Okay, so you're going to analyze your code. So that's scalability. Yan. Okay, so to determine if your program will be scalable or not, we're going to analyze different complexities, notations. So we're going to understand big O, time and space complexity, omega, and theta. Okay? So we're going to identify different ways your code will become more complex through time, increasing the value of n. Okay. Next we have resource management. Okay, resource management man. So resource management means, okay, your algorithm of course will consume CPU and memory. Diba? Mag-consume yan siya ng CPU and memory. So yung CPU, yung processing time niya. Okay, memory, mga variables, especially if there's recursion. So pag nag-recursion ka, every time you call the same function or procedure repeatedly, saan ba napupunta yan? Sa memory. So it's taking up a lot of space. So we're going to study time and space. Yan. Okay, so computational tractability, we need to know if there is a way to predict whether the algorithm, okay, will scale to large problem instances. So this will include increasing number of memory, network, and electrical power consumption ba? Okay, so if your program takes a lot of time to produce an output, it's taking a lot of electricity or consuming a lot of power, di ba? Kasi if you want the output now, and then yung output naglabas pa 10 minutes, so in that time, you're waiting, your computer is consuming power. Yan, so meaning, everything that is doing, nagkakain ng CPU, processor alone, requires power. Okay, may power consumption ng processor niyan. So pag ang processor mo, for example, 65 watts, di ba? 65 watts na yan. Tapos, all the other CPU components, probably mga 300 watts na. Okay, so it's consuming more power because the output is taking a lot of time. Okay, so writing the correct code is enough to reduce power consumption. So that's why you need to check the resources needed to run your program. Okay, that's why every time you install something in your computer, there is a minimum hardware requirements. Diba? Merong RAM. Ano ba yung RAM na kailangan? 8 gig. Ano ba yung CPU na kailangan? Dual core. Pwede na. Diba? Okay, ganyan. So we need to consider all of this, especially sa mga mobile devices. Kasi these devices run on limited battery power. So if you're going to run a program like, ano ba, it will take a lot of time to finish, it will take a lot of battery power. So madaling malubat a laptop, a cellphone, because of the code. So the code alone consumes a lot of power. Ayan, because it's inefficient. Okay? So, ayan, resource management. Other examples, aside from that, mobile phone, dapat yung mga app ninyo sa mobile phone, simple lang yung code. Okay, huwag kang gumamit ng mga recursion, maraming for loop, ganyan, it will consume more power. Okay, another one, mga embedded systems. Diba? Yung mga Bluetooth headset ninyo, okay, mga projector, mga wireless something. Okay, yung code for these devices must be efficient. Otherwise, it will consume power. Yan, mga cloud systems, mga SaaS, di ba? Mga MaaS, Metal as a Service. All of these online cloud resources, if your internet is low, it will take a lot of resources again. Yan, mga real-time systems, mga large data centers. Okay, so having all of these data centers takes a lot of power. Okay, that's why no one wants, sa state nila maglagay ng data center sa AI. Kaya may mga losses kasi yan. Saan man ibigay yung mga system loss? Sa consumer. So magtaas yung mga electric bill ng mga normal na mga residences kasi may mga losses yan siya sa electricity. Sa consumer kasi yan ibigay. Diba? Malaki yung bill ninyo sa kuryente because of system losses. Okay, so gano'n yan siya. That's why mga data centers sa US, binaban nila, hindi sila gusto. Okay, mataas man nila ang electric bill nila. Okay, so that's the problem with that. So code alone needs to be checked for efficiency because resources, okay, increases if not properly checked. Yan, especially mga electricity. Okay? Ayan. Okay, next we have algorithm selection. And what does this mean? So every time you have options, if you're going to do sorting, you're going to choose bubble sort, insertion sort. Okay, you have other options. Meron ka bang merge sort, heap sort, quick sort, all of these sorting techniques. If you're going to select an algorithm, you need to look for its time complexity. So for bubble sort, it's O(n) squared. Okay, why? Kasi ang bubble sort, okay, meron dalawang for loop. Okay, dalawa yung for loop ni bubble sort, di ba? And then sa loob niyan, merong if statement, tapos merong swap, di ba? Okay, so a single statement like this one is constant time. Okay, ibig sabihin, O1. Okay, constant time yan. So meaning, it will only take one instance of this to finish executing, constant time. If you're going to repeat the same statement, this is constant time. If statement, another constant time, swap, marami man yung statement, constant time. This is all equals to constant time. So you don't add, this. So basically, you can say that 1 plus 1, 2, constant time pa rin yan. So it's still O1. Okay, constant time lahat yan. Any value that is inside O, that is a number, is constant time. If you're going to repeat the same statement once, this is N. If you're going to repeat the statement again, itong N, repeat mo, it becomes N squared. Yan, so that's why this is the time complexity of bubble sort. So same with insertion sort. Insertion sort, same pa rin, may dalawang for loop. Ang dilahid lang sa insertion sort is ang condition sa for loop and if statement. But it's basically the same. So insertion sort and bubble sort are both N squared. But insertion sort is better compared sa bubble sort. Di ba mas mabilis? Ang insertion sort, selection sort. Bubble sort is the brute force approach. So when selecting the correct algorithm, okay, you need to look for its time complexity first and its benchmark. Okay, of course, i-check mo yung benchmark niya. Okay, because there are worst case, best case, and average case for each data. Okay, yan. And then we have merge sort, quick sort, which all uses recursion. So pag recursion yan siya, it's already n-log n. Okay, n-log n na yan siya. So we will discuss why is that so during sa mga next lectures natin. Okay, so n-log n, every time there is a recursion and division of the code, kasi dinadivide-divide mo man ang code, so it's automatically a log. Yan. So every time you have the time complexity of algorithm, you will now know which one to choose, which one is well suited. That's why you need to select the algorithm appropriate for your program. Okay, hindi lang basta-basta. Okay, so they can have the same time complexity, but insertion sort is much better than bubble sort. Okay, so for ano naman, for merge, heap, and quick sort, they all have different cases. So heap sort is sometimes better at something compared to quick sort. So they have their own pros and cons. That's why selecting the correct algorithm must be considered. Yan. So as we increase the input size, yung n, okay, the structure of the data, kasi ang data na isusort mo, pwedeng random, pwedeng highest to lowest na daan, di ba? So meaning yung value that needs to be searched is already in the first element. So the structure of data, okay, these are all factors that will affect the algorithm, di ba? If it's different based on different cases. And then available memory. So if you're going to use heap sort, quick sort, and then merge sort, which all requires large memory, kaya gina-recurse man niya yung frank procedure, ginalagay niya sa RAM, yung return, it will require a lot of memory. So pag maliit lang yung memory mo, try preventing using recursion. Probably choose other ways. Kasi you're probably using maliit lang yung RAM. Okay, and then processor speed. Okay, processor speed, especially recursion din. And then mga worst case, best case, and average cases scenario for different algorithm. So that's why algorithm selection is important. Okay, yan siya. So we will discuss this sa mga next coming chapters or topics. Okay, next we have algorithm complexity. So algorithm complexity is where we will describe, okay, the resource requirements for each code or algorithm. Because as input size increases, okay, we're going to identify different forms. Yan, which is big O, big omega, kasi big O man ito. And then big omega, and then big theta. Yan tatlo. So these are all the different algorithmic complexity that we will cover, okay, sa subject natin. So big O is ito, big O na ito. Okay, this is the big O. And then this one is the omega. Okay? And then this one is yung linear, yung nasa gitna, is the theta. Okay, yan siya. Yan, so that is what we will cover sa subject natin. Okay, the algorithmic complexity of algorithms like sorting, searching, binary trees, graphs, ayun sila lahat. Okay, next, algorithmic analysis. Yan, what is algorithmic analysis? Algorithmic analysis is where we evaluate algorithm's correctness. Okay, so sometimes efficiency and resource usage must be checked as well. Okay, yung correctness of the algorithm by performing different analysis. So what are the different analysis that we need to do sa algorithmic analysis? we're going to do mga base case, average case, worst case, space requirements or memory requirements. Okay, yan lahat. Yan, that is what we will cover sa algorithmic analysis. Okay, yan siya. Yan. Okay, and research and innovation. Okay, what we will do is, we're going to prove if P, okay, P, polynomial, is equals to non-deterministic polynomial or NP. Because this is the question or theoretical question that we need to prove sa computer science. We need to prove that polynomial time, okay, polynomial time means, ito yun, itong big O, okay, which are all tangible or tractable. And then, for non-deterministic polynomial time or NP, okay, these are all problems that is intractable, which includes the following. Ito, nandito sa baba. Ayan. Traveling salesperson, Boolean satisfiability problem. So that is what we need to prove. Okay. So, if there is a proof that P is equals to NP, pag na-prove niyo yan, okay, you would imply that the problem or solutions can be verified efficiently, could also be solved, the verifying nyo can also be solved efficiently. For example, it's not just in paper. Kasi sometimes you can solve a problem sa illustration, in drawing, na-solve niyo yung problem sa drawing. But if you're going to write a code to solve the problem, sometimes it will become intractable, or meaning it will not show the output right away. Matagal ba? Diba? Like for example, yung traveling salesperson. Sa traveling salesperson, it's only tractable if nodes is, for example, 5, mga fewer number of nodes sa traveling salesperson. If you're going to travel sa 5 cities, ganyan. But if you increase the number of nodes, ginawa mo 100 yan, you can still solve the answer sa paper, but if you're going to use the same code, it will become intractable because it will become n factorial. So n factorial na ang traveling salesperson, pag ganyan na yan siya. Increase the number of nodes or cities, the time it will take increases n factorial. Yan. So it will not become feasible. So okay lang siya, mga fewer number of cities, 5, 10, increasing it, the time complexity is n factorial. That's why you need to represent a bit O notation for your algorithm so that you will know its time complexity. Okay, yun yung purpose natin. Yan yung gagawin natin. Okay, so yan. Alright? Okay, so I have here a table. Yan, so I will show you a table. Okay, I will place my table here. Okay, this is our problem classification. Yan. So you will see here, this is our complexity class, polynomial time. Can a solution be found in polynomial time? Yes. These are all problems that's been solved already. Like for example, bubble sort, sorting, okay, all of that. We can already solve that. And we have different time complexities and solutions. Marami, di ba? Bubble, quicksort, merge sort, ganyan. So, can a proposed solution be verified in polynomial time? Yes. Ayan. So, meaning, if you have a code we can verify its time complexity in polynomial time. Ayan, polynomial time meaning it's peak. Polynomial time meaning it's linear. Okay, di ba? Linear time. A real-world application, navigation, networking, routing. Ayan, okay, basically we can use all of this. Okay, what about non-deterministic polynomial? Can a solution be found in polynomial time not necessarily known? So meaning, pag not necessarily known, you need to set specific values of n only. Like PSP. Hindi siya pwedeng damihan. Probably 5 nodes only. If you increase it, it will become non-deterministic. Okay? That's what NP is. So it's intractable. Okay? Yun yung NP natin. Can a proposed solution be verified in polynomial time? Yes. So the proposed solution means in paper. We can solve the same problem using drawing sa papel ninyo, but if you write that code and increase the value of n, population or nodes, it will become intractable. You won't automatically know the solution. It will take time. Okay, one example is employee and examination scheduling. Example, if you have 5 employees, you can automatically schedule their exam. Kasi those employees sometimes, iba-ibang schedule. Ikaw, iba schedule mo, ikaw, iba-iba. So pag 5, what if you have hundreds of employees? Lahi-lahi ang schedule. So syempre, it will become intractable because it will take a lot of time to determine the schedule na bakante silang lahat para ipa-exam mo. Diba? Ganyan. So that is non-deterministic polynomial. On paper, it's easy, but if you're going to write a code, it will become non-deterministic or NP. Okay, ganyan. We also have other complexity class such as NP-complete and NP-hard. Yan. NP-complete is no polynomial algorithm is currently known, but it can be solved sa paper. Okay, theoretically, we can solve it, but currently there is no known solution or code. This is what happens before sa AI. Diba? Nung time ko, wala pa mang AI. Yung mga year 2000, ganyan. Hindi ako nag-college, 2000. So dati, wala pa yung AI. Okay, why? Theory sa AI is been around since ages. Ang mga machine learning is been around since 1960s. Time pa yan siya ni Alan Turing. Alam na nila ang AI. Kaya nilang gawin sa paper. But there is no existing infrastructure. Diba? They still don't know what TensorFlow processing unit. Wala pa silang TPU. Okay? Yun yung nag-ano ng matrix multiplication. We don't have any technology for this yet. But the theory, mathematical concept, present. So it can be proposed and verified in paper. Yes. Okay? But there is no existing algorithm. So it does not mean in the future, hindi na siya masusolve. So nowadays, AI is everywhere because we now have the algorithm and hardware and infrastructure to solve. Okay, for example, real-world application, determining whether a route satisfies a distance limit. So you add additional variable. Okay, it will add complexity. Ayan. So we also have an NP-hard. So no polynomial algorithm is currently known. Not necessarily. So there is no current solution in paper. Okay, basically it's not yet been solved yet. Hindi pa nasusolve sa paper. Of course, there is no algorithm for that yet. Diba? Like for example, world hunger, kaya nyo ba i-solve? So mga ganyan mga problem. So basically, these are complexity classes. Okay, that is where there is no known polynomial time solution or propose. Yan, wala pang nagpo-propose. Okay, so these are all mga ano natin, research and innovation, and we can solve this using by classifying the problem. Okay, ayan, mga research and innovation. Okay, so to classify a problem, ayan, we need to determine, ito na yun, how to classify a problem. This is how you classify a problem. So, this one. Okay, so that is how you classify a problem, by determining its complexity class. Okay, so I will discuss this in detail. This is just an overview, overview lang ito. Okay, basically I'm discussing our entire first semester coverage. Okay, so yan yung gagawin natin for the entire semester. Yan. Okay. Alright. Okay, questions, clarifications so far? Okay, so these are common examples of tractable and intractable problems in number 1, computer science. Okay, so in computer science, we have the following tractable algorithms. We already know this. We have bubble sort, merge sort, quick sort. These are all tractable, which all falls below and log in up to O1. So these are all tractable algorithms. It can be solved easily. So intractable, we have the traveling salesperson problem, or TSP. So TSP means a salesman needs to travel sa each node without going or returning sa the same node twice. And every node and vertex must be traversed, diba, TSP. So of course, it's tractable given this limited number of nodes, but if you increase n, it will become n factorial. So n factorial na yan siya, TSP. Same with the Boolean satisfiability problem, or SAT. Okay, so if you have this problem, SAT, you're going to determine if this expression will return true or false. For example, you have x is true, y is false, z is true. And then you have this problem, x plus y, negation or complement, or what do you call this? A NOT. Okay. And then we have times yz. Okay, something like that. Yan. So of course, this will return either true or false. Okay? Isa lang dyan, depending both. So what will you do? Okay. So ang x natin is true since plus yan. Plus is or. Diba? Or ang plus. Okay. Tapos y is false. So this will return true. Okay. And then this one is complement. So maging false yan. Tapos, i-multiply mo siya sa y times z. False and true. So, false. Tapos, false and false. So, false ang answer. Okay, so that is the Boolean satisfiability problem. Given only 3 variables, tatlo lang ang variable mo, meaning your n is 3. 3 lang yung n mo. Okay, so your code will require you to process all of this. Yan. So the time complexity is n factorial. So it will become too complex as you increase the values or variables even more. Okay? Because all of these variables will be required sa expression that needs to be solved. Okay? That's the time complexity niya, n factorial. And the Boolean satisfiability problem. So same with TSP. So if you increase the number of nodes, the time it will take to traverse, for the salesman to traverse each node and vertex and edge, increases as well. Okay. Yeah. Next we have graph theory. Yeah. For graph theory naman. So a graph will have vertex and edge. Okay, may vertex and edge ang graph. Ito yung ating vertex, edge. Okay, vertex 1, vertex 2, vertex 3, H1, H2, H3. And that is a graph. Yan. So a graph that is tractable, we have Dijkstra's algorithm, okay, where the time complexity is. So Dijkstra's algorithm is finding the shortest path between two nodes. Of course, every node, if you're going to go from node V1 to V2, okay, may weights yan. For example, the weight of this is 10, the weight of this is 3, the weight of this is 5. Okay, so the correct, this is the weight. So the correct is V1, V3 to V2. Diba? That is the correct path. So to be able to solve that, on paper, it's very easy. Okay, if you're going to write an algorithm for that, the time complexity is O, number of vertex. How many vertex do we have? 3. So this is 3 times 3. Okay, that is how many times this algorithm, that's its complexity. Okay, so n squared. So it's basically, you need 2 for loops. Kasi ang n squared, dalawang for loops, same with bubble sort, selection sort. Okay, ganyan. So n is number of vertex, which is the input. Yan ang input natin. Okay, so that is its time complexity. Okay, so that's Dijkstra's algorithm. And then we have, i-discuss ko pa ito because I'm just giving you an overview. Okay, so may turo pa tayo yan. So checking if a graph is a tree. Okay, is this graph a tree? So a graph is a tree if, paano mo malaman na pag-tree ang graph? Merong left and right subnode, di ba? This is the left subtree and right subtree. Okay, ganyan. So meaning, how do you know if a graph is a tree? So you need to run an algorithm where with the time complexity of vertex plus edge. So it's basically how many vertex, how many edge. It's linear time. Okay, linear. Kasi fix ang vertex and edge. Yan. Okay? So it's not ON, hindi siya ON. Because if your time complexity is B plus E, ang V mo pwedeng maglaki from 1, pwedeng maging 5. Ang edge mo pwedeng constant. Vertex lang ang dumadami, di ba? Okay, pwede man alone, pwedeng ganyan lang. Wala siyang edge, vertex lang siya. Di ba? So, pwedeng dumami din ang edge. Okay, so if it's ON, pag sinabi mong ON, isa lang ang variable. Isa lang ang variable, ON. Yan lang ang nag-increase. Okay, ganyan. So, that is its time complexity. So it's still tractable because it still falls below the P. Okay, P siya. Polynomial time. Okay, what about intractable? Intractable, we have the graph coloring problem. So the graph coloring problem is 3 to the power of n. Okay, which is somewhere here. Ganyan na yan. So intractable na yan siya. So what does this mean? For graph coloring problem, we're going to use dito, computational geometry. So mga na ito, pre-final siguro. So this will use to color a graph. If you have a graph, ito yung graph mo, for example. Ganyan. Okay, that's your graph. Okay, so you're going to put 3 colors, R, G, and B. Ito yung tatlo. So this is red, green, and blue. Okay, N is the number of vertices. How many vertices we have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So 10. So ito yun, N is 10. Yan. So it's 3 to the power of 10. The goal here is to put color sa every vertex. For example, this is red, this is green. Automatic, this is blue. Okay, ito naman red. So two vertex with a common edge, dalawang vertex with a common edge, same ang color. So, pag blue yan, green ito or red. Okay, ganyan. So, we have red, green, and blue. And this one, pag nag-blue ka na, nag-red ka na, ito siya green. Okay? So, sa paper, it's easy. Diba? But if you're going to write a program for this, it will become intractable. Yan, madali lang man tingnan, diba? Pero pag code na, matagal ito matapos. So we have blue. Ito naman red, green, RGB kasi. So blue, red, green. Ito naman red ka na. Okay, na green ka na, ito blue. RGB. Nag-red, green ka na. RG, ito G. Red, green, blue, red. Ayan. Okay? So, 3 color yan siya. Graph coloring problem. So, where can we make use of this algorithm? One application of this is yung sa art gallery problem. Okay. So, if you're going to put CCTVs, lalagay mo ng CCTV yan. Ito yung kwarto ng ninyo, art gallery. So, if this is the art gallery, ito yung floor area ng art gallery, you need to place minimum number of CCTVs that will guard the entire art gallery. Yes. So, anong hahanapin mo? Color na may pinaka-konti. Okay. How many R's are here? 1, 2, 3. Tama, tatlong R. G is 1, 2, tatlo din. And then 3, blue. 1, pareho sila, tatlo lahat. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 4 pala ang R. Ang green is tatlo, ang blue is 3 din. Tama. So, where will you place the CCTV camera? Sa green and blue. So, you put the CCTV cameras here sa green, blue, RGB. G pala ito, G. Ito yung B. So, dito mo ilalagay sa green or blue. So, dyan ang ano ba yung pinili ko? Green, no? Green. Ayan. So, dyan ang CCTV camera. So, if your CCTV camera is here, ang makita niya is, yan. CCTV, ito yung makita niya. CCTV camera is here, ito yung makita niya. Ito. Or yan, kasama yan. Pag ito, hanggang dyan ang makita ng CCTV camera. Ito naman siya, ito lahat makita. Yan. So basically, the graph coloring problem. So if you're going to write a program for this, it will become intractable if you increase the number of vertex. So probably it will become tractable pag 5 vertices, less than that. Pag dinamihan mo pa, it will become 3 to the power of n. Yun ang kanyang time complexity. So 3 being the number of colors that you're going to constant yan, so RGB. And then n is the number of vertices that changes. You increase the number of vertices. Okay. And then we have the maximum click. Yan. So i-discuss ko pa ito I'm just giving you an overview. So mag-discuss pa ako ng algorithm yan. Currently, I'm not discussing any algorithms just yet. Pero mga next meeting, mga next lecture, discuss ko yan isa-isa yung algorithm. Okay, and then lastly, we have the maximum click problem. So what is the maximum click problem? Maximum click is used for determining if a node is shares a common edge. Like for example, ito. B1 and B2 share a common edge. Diba? Same lang ang edge nila. Okay. If you have another vertex here, ito na vertex, may edge yan siya. Let's call this B4. B4 does not share a common edge sa B2. Okay. That is what maximum click does. It looks for vertices that shares a common edge because its practical use are the following. Social networking analysis. Diba? Malaman sa Facebook sino yung common friends ba? Ganyan. Tama ba yun? Common friends. Tapos, social structure. If you belong sa the same group, diba? For example, sumali ka ng group na mga car enthusiasts, automatic, isuggest yan siya to other Facebook users na looking at car ads. Ganyan, di ba? So, it will create a social networking analysis. Ayan. Okay, bioinformatics, mag-link ng mga protein interactions to that so that they will know the medicine that will affect this particular organ, okay, sa katawan ninyo. So, may mga links yan siya sa mga proteins, kung mag-attach ba yung protein sa cell or not. Okay, transportation, logistics, delivery and transportation. Diba? So, mga shortest path. Ayan, maximal click. Okay, wireless network, especially sa mga mesh networks. Shortest path, image segmentation. Okay, for image segmentation, for image segmentation, you can create a 3D image sa 2D by creating triangulation. So, ang 2D image, for example, may flat ka ng picture. Ito yung flat mo ng picture. Ayan, may picture ka. Pwede mo yan siya gawing 3D. Yes, paano mo gawing 3D yan? I-triangulate mo. So, gawan mo ng triangulation yan. Yan, triangulation. Every triangle, lagyan mo ng color. Shade ng color para yung face, it will look like 3D. Yan. So, yan ang ginagawa para maging 3D ang 2D. Triangulation. So, triangulation alone is intractable. Okay? So, makita niyo na yan siguro, no? Okay, so alam, basically, you know the idea. So, every triangle, may shade ng color yan so that it will look like yung 2D is 3D image. Okay, so, ayan. Image segmentation. Ayan, so it will usually look for vertices or edges. Okay, and then it will add edges if those vertices are close to each other. Okay, security and intrusion detection. Okay, so ayan, it usually looks for patterns, okay, to detect any intrusion. Like for example, one network node is being disconnected from other nodes. It will basically remove the connection. For example, network ito ng computer. If this node is hacked, it will disconnect this node from other nodes. Okay, because this node shares the same common edge sa vertex na yan. So, to prevent any escalation sa virus. Okay? Yan. Alright, so these are all application of maximal click. So for now, I'm currently discussing overview of our entire subject. I will discuss each one in detail sa mga next coming meetings. Okay? Yan. Alright, questions, clarifications? Okay, not so far? Yes. So, yun. Okay, so again, next meeting, I will check attendance 15 to 20 minutes to start the class. So since mag-start tayo, 10:30, mga 10:45 to 10:50, mag-attendance na ako. So, ang late is before that. So, meaning late ka pag nahanap ka sa classroom before 15-20 minutes. So, absent ka na after. So, pag wala ka pa, nag-attendance na ako kasi mag-attendance ako 15 to 20 minutes after sa schedule. Absent ka na. Okay, so absent attendance is 10% of your grade. So, sa prelim, 10% attendance, 90% is exam. So, 90%, 1/3 of that quiz, 2/3 of that exam. So, quiz exam will be online in your own homes, sa inyong balay. You're going to record, magbigay lang ng instruction na so that you know what to do. Mag-record kayo so that I will know that you're the one taking the quiz. Okay, I can see you in your monitor sa video. So if you're taking the quiz sa Diagler, maglabas lang sa Diagler, 45 minutes ka ng-quiz exam. Your video must be the same, 45 minutes. Okay, yan. Ayun na, maglagay na ako ng link sa Diagler. Answeratin nyo sa ganyan na time and day. Okay, so every meeting, Monday, Wednesday, lecture lang tayo. Walang quiz and exam sa lecture schedule natin Monday, Wednesday. Okay, kaya di magkaka-Diagler din na room. So yung exam ninyo and quiz, kayo na bahala. Sa balay ba ninyo or basta-basta naka-record habang nag-drive ka sa ba. Basta naka-record ang inyong gown and monitor. Okay, makita sa monitor na wala ka nag-activity ba sa mga question. Ano? Okay? Yes, so mag-atag pa akong instructions sa quiz exam so that you know what to do. Yan. So mag-discuss pa ko niyan ulit. Okay, para ko na-apply graduation sa balong sa ibuhaton. Alright? Okay, questions? Wala? Yeah, attendance na tayo ha. Sa next meeting, I will check attendance 15 minutes. Wala pa ganit mo, absent na ha. Even if you are a day-list, hindi man mo ma-reward, kaya attendance naman siya. So, gamay lang yung grade. So, pag DM ka, okay, wala may ano. So, gamay yung grade, nagagagan mo yung absent. Okay? So, you will still be marked as absent. Okay? So, nagagamay ang grade, 10% na. Yan, so dapat present every day. Okay, attendance na tayo han. Okay, Aguilar, Alfontin, Alip, Anyasco, Aninyo, Bulataw, Kabato, Campos, Gagundon, okay, Latang, Leroy, Estenso, wala Estenso, Pugata, wala, Man, Lopez, wala, Aliso, Malda, Manuel, Sinesio, Mendoza, Vignosa, Besania, Pidoy, Portillo, Romero, Sabanal, Sabino, Sariot, Silva, Iyo, Trinidad, Villegas, Villejo, Binduan. Okay, if you're not called, you're not officially enrolled. Okay.